wasn't thinking about anything. I wasn't beating myself up about the past. I was so present in the moment, walking across this desert. It was like, they call it the Meseta. It's like this 80 miles of just literally you're walking into the sun. And it's just this desert period. And I got to this place where suddenly these little sparkles started happening over my body. I started feeling this wave of emotion, this frequency flooding through my body. And I know now it was just love. It was just flying through. I felt connected to every living thing. There was trees out there and I saw the sparkling. I heard birds tweeting and I just broke down in emotions. It was just so wonderful, so incredible, so uplifting, like I've never experienced before. And it was something which I knew was out there, but I didn't know what it was. And that was my divine moment. That was my moment where it was like, you are loved, you are love, you have nothing to worry about. And I went and sat down on this park bench, which just happened to be there, which was quite interesting. I always think about, why was that park bench just there? It was in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, did I even make that up? And I just looked at the sun and I sat there for a couple of hours and just let that sink in. And my life has never been the same since, because I've never felt alone. I knew there's something bigger than me. I felt this connection, and that's the power of travel and following little signs. And that really set myself up to really complete my healing journey and where I am right now, which is now spreading the messages of what I learned on the Camino and all about intentionality.
How long did the actual Camino take you total?
So we did it too quick. So I had a deadline because I had to be back in Australia for a legal battle, which was one of the things that contributed to our divorce, not between us, but over a business that we sold.
Sure.
Some unethical people. So I had to be back in Australia on the 24th of November. So we had 24 days to complete it, which is, it's meant to take maybe 40 to 50 days, like to experience it. So we had to go, some days we did 25, 30 miles. And that's a big day walking in that repetitive place.
Yeah.
And what was fascinating, this is just another example. Part of the challenge of the Camino is at nighttime, I had to deal with back in Australia with lawyers dealing with these things. And I'd be in places where there was really bad internet because I didn't have a phone for the trip. So we literally didn't have connection while we were walking through the day. And then I'd get onto a computer at nighttime and do some of these things while I should have been sleeping after resting. And then, so I was dealing with all this. And so that would make me a challenge throughout the day. And then we arrived, we're at Santiago. We see the cathedral, we sit down, myself, Tristan, and this Danish older gentleman who ended up walking a lot of the way with us would sort of come and go, but we pretty much walked the Camino. And we're having a glass of wine to toast the experience. This was like 8 a.m. And I turn on the computer and there's an email saying, oh, the judge has been changed, the court has been pushed back. And it was this lesson of the Camino of just going, you just never know what's happening. And it's why not to get too caught up about the future and not stress and just be in the present moment. And I was really proud of myself that I did allow myself to be in the present moment with the Camino. Like I wasn't beating myself up the whole time about the legal battle. And then naturally it didn't even end up happening, which is a lesson I've carried with myself a lot.